Hello, and welcome back to Hitman 2 and the Another Life mission set in Whittleton Creek, Vermont. And today we're going to take care of 3 challenges in one, starting with Doable Scope, which is to assassinate one of your targets from the treehouse with a sniping rifle. And the second challenge is also related to this, is Reasonable Scope, which is assassinate both your targets from the treehouse with a sniping rifle. And have you guessed it yet? The third challenge will be called Unreasonable Scope, and that is to assassinate both your targets from the treehouse with a sniping rifle using only one bullet. So for this one we're going to need a special equipment item which we have stashed up at the treehouse, and that is a sniping rifle that is able to penetrate, or has the piercing ability. Now luckily for me I have the Tatura, which is silenced, but you can't get that until you've done the mission stories in New York or Haven Island, I believe. So we will also get, upon doing this challenge, the You Had Me at Bodyguard discovery or feat, because to get these challenges to work, as you will see right from the start and off the bat, we need to take out 12 security cameras at either Janus's house and the Nolan Cassidy's house. So what we're going to start off with basically is we're going to take care of getting rid of the 3 clues we need. So we're going to make our way straight to the exterminator's van. We're going to render the exterminator unconscious, collect both the coins he drops. We're going to take his outfit, and we're going to make our way into Nolan Cassidy's garden using the key we've just collected. We're going to make our way inside, and we will find our first of 12 cameras. So we're just going to take that camera out. We're going to make our way along the side of the house, and we're going to wait here in the bushes for the patrolling guard to make his way around on his route. And when he stops just at the corner here, we are going to get behind him. We're going to render him unconscious. We're going to take his gun and his outfit and hide his body in the bush that we were hiding in. So once we have his outfit on, we can then vault over the fence at the back of the garden into the frog habitat, and we can collect our first 2 clues. So over the fence and around through the habitat into Mr. Batty's garden, who should be away from the shed at this point, so we can use our second key we've collected, make our way into the shed, collect the shovel behind the door and our first clue, the legal documents, before exiting the shed and making our way back to the frog habitat. And just by the birdhouses here we will find a prompt which will lead us to our second clue, which is the cigar box. So we're just going to drop the shovel once we've got the cigar box. We don't need the shovel. We're going to reselect our silenced pistol and vault back over the fence into Nolan Cassidy's house. We're going to stay crouched, and we're going to take out our second camera above the back door. Our third camera is around the far side of the building. It's actually inside, but we're going to shoot it through the window. So that's 3 cameras down. There are 7 cameras at Cassidy's house, 4 of which are inside. So we've got 1 inside and 2 outside so far. So we're just going to make our way to the back of the house, up the drain pipe and in through the window. And we're just going to make our way in an anti-clockwise direction around through the rooms, avoiding the main hall, where we will find a couple of cameras. We're just going to wait for this guy to lose interest and go back downstairs. And through the bathroom, out of the bathroom into the next room just to our right, where we will find another camera. And if we're quick enough we can get rid of this camera before that enforcer there makes his way to this room on his patrol. So with that camera taken care of, we're going to retrace our steps back through the bathroom And when we get to the other bathroom door, out into the main corridor, we can take out our 4th camera, I believe this is. Just making sure no one's around. So there's one more camera in the house to take care of. And again, that's back through the bathroom, through this bedroom, and across the corridor one more time into the secure room full of weapons, where we'll find our final camera indoors, which I believe would be camera 6 if I'm not mistaken. I do lose count very easily. So with all of them cameras in the house taken care of, we've got one more camera to take care of at the Cassidy residence, and that is outside the front door. So we're just checking that the coast is clear, because Nolan Cassidy and his bodyguard are both enforcers to this outfit. But once we've exited back onto the main street, we're going to cross the road, we're going to hide behind this nice shiny red car, and we're going to take out the final camera at the Cassidy house, which should put us at 7 cameras. And with that taken care of, we can now continue on towards Janus's house, and when we get there we will take care of our 3rd and final clue. I'm going to run all the way around the outside of the map here. You could risk going through the gardens, but you run the risk of being spotted. Not that it matters much, because there is 0 chance of a silent assassin rating for this mission. Basically because when we kill our 2 main targets, we're doing it in front of witnesses, and their bodies are instantly discovered.
You can't just confiscate my...
So here we are at Janus's house. So we need to make our way inside and acquire ourselves a new disguise, namely that of one of Janus's bodyguards. And this is where things start to go a little bit wrong for me, to the point where my whole planned route and timing is completely thrown off, and I end up having to wing most of this on the fly. So the first being that the mailman's arrived, and he wasn't here in all of my practice runs, but we've made it into the house and closed the gate, the garage door behind us. We're going to trigger the generator leading to the kitchen, which will get the attention of the bodyguard patrolling the said kitchen, and he will provide us with our next outfit. So we're just going to wait behind these boxes for him to arrive. We're going to let him turn back on the generator before pouncing on him, rendering him unconscious. Grab his gun, grab his body. We're going to hide his body in the freezer provided. Now, like I said, there is no chance of a silent assassin rating, but you do not want to draw any unwanted attention to yourself by triggering lockdowns and getting spotted or suspicions or things like that, because it may mess with our final outcome, which I will allude to more as we get closer to it. So it's at this point my timing seems to be completely off now, and Janus is in the kitchen, which he again was not during any of my practice runs. So somewhere along the lines I've either got a little bit ahead of myself or a little bit behind. I believe it's a little bit ahead of myself. So all my timing now is completely ruined, and I will have to spend much time waiting around for people to move out of the way. Firstly being Janus and his enforcer bodyguard, but once they do finally vacate the kitchen, we can make our way through the kitchen and down into the basement, where we will find our final piece of evidence, our final clue. But again, because of my timing being completely off, the patrolling enforcer in the basement is completely in the way, so we will once again have to wait for him to maneuver himself out of our way. And there he goes now. So once he's clear, we can make our way to the filing cabinets in the corner of the room, collect the photograph that's on the desk here, and make our way back up into the house, and we can continue on with taking out the remaining 5 cameras. Again, 4 of these cameras I believe are on the outside of the building, but we are once again having to wait for Janus to get his sorry slow ass out of our way. So once he goes upstairs, we can finally exit the basement, go back through the kitchen and out the kitchen window. And just outside of the window to our right, we will find our next camera. Just checking that the coast is clear. So there's camera number 8, I believe it is. I hope it is anyway. Otherwise I think I might have missed one. We're going to make our way around to the back of the shed at Janus's house, because again our timing stinks and there is an enforcer patrolling in the garden who we're going to have to wait to move. He's currently right over to the right hand side past the house, and we need him to move past the shed at the very minimum, that we can then take out our next camera, which is on the roof or up on the first floor. And this is where things go even worsely wrong, because for some reason I've now triggered a lockdown. So I'm going to now vacate the area. We're going to vault over this fence here just so we're out of harm's way, out of sight, out of mind. But it does bring us nearer to our next camera, which is up the side of this house. So while we're here, we'll take that one out as well. There we go. So we have 2 more cameras, I believe, left to take care of. The first of which is out the front of the house here, which I've completely forgotten about, and I'm hell-bent on getting the one inside, which then gets me spotted by said camera. Not that it matters, like I said, there is no hope of a silent assassin rating. So we're going to take out that camera, and that leaves us with 1 more camera to get, which is inside the house. Now we can, normally the plan was, for me at least, to exit the basement and take out the camera as we exit the basement. All we'd have to do is aim up the stairs and take that camera out, leaving 1 camera on the final camera being the one we've just taken out the front of the house. But because of the lockdown, that has messed with things slightly more, and I'm having to wing it even more. So I've made my way around to the back of the house and up the veranda drain pipe and into the house itself. As you can see, everyone is now returning back from the lockdown, which poses even more problems, because once again I am waiting for this sorry, sad old man to get back in position. Plus there is an enforcer stood right there as well. So once everybody gets back into position, we're going to exit this spare bedroom, and in the hallway above the stairs we find our final camera.
That was a thorough display of surveillance cleanup, 47. I wonder what will happen now.
You'll know once you've hit your 12th camera, because you'll get that message from Diana. And once you have that message from Diana, your next objective will be to get to the house that is for sale as quickly as possible, but you do have absolutely plenty of time really. And in the garden of the house for sale, as you can see, I'm going to go around the long way, all around the outside of the map essentially. I vault over into the garden of the house for sale, where we will find a tree house where our our penetrating sniping rifle is hidden. Now like I said, I am using a silenced penetrating sniping rifle, but if you're playing through the game in a linear fashion, this rifle will not be available to you. But again, it doesn't really matter, you can use any piercing sniping rifle you wish. But once you have your sniping rifle in hand, we are going to drop a save because of any problems that may occur at this point. Namely being that these two might not stand in a position where you can shoot them both. At which point you want to reload your save, start again until they are in this position.
And that is Nolan Cassidy taken care of. Both targets are confirmed killed.
All that remains now is to find the information we came for, and then get out of here.
So once you've taken your shot, that will get you the doable scope, the reasonable scope, and the unreasonable scope challenges. And all we have to do now is basically make good our escape. And I was going to go for the sewer exit, but in my fluster and confusion, I suddenly think to myself, oh, I've forgotten to take out the surveillance system because I was spotted by a camera. Thinking to myself that the silent assassin rating would be reinstated, forgetting of course that there are bodies found. So I waste all this time here, going back to Nolan Cassidy's house, getting myself a new disguise, and taking out the surveillance cameras. I strongly recommend that you go through with getting the crowbar from the broken JCB outside of the house for sale and exiting via the sewers. That should actually get you another challenge as well for doing that. But in my confused state, I've gone back to to Nolan Cassidy's house to erase the evidence. You can do this if you wish, just to get rid of the evidence and gain yourself a few more points if XP points are your thing. For me, they're not really an issue. I really should have exited the mission at the sewer pipe. But there you go, that will get you the doable scope, the unreasonable scope and the reasonable scope challenges. I have been Anubis, and I will see you all in the next video.